clapping. Nobody claps. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Transistor, and I'm talking about Final Fantasy, because Triple Triad comes out on Tuesday.
So exciting!
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys questions about it because I know nothing about it. I mean,
Okay, there we go. There's our topic. We're going to talk about Final Fantasy.
Holy shit! We're talking about video games. Okay, I will do an intro. I did Game On yesterday, and I did the intro, and my co-host was like, I really expect you to say, welcome to Cat Context, because I guess I just sound the same.
You intro it the same exact way.
I try to shake it up a little bit. I start out with hey everyone instead of hello, because I don't know. That's the one difference. But otherwise, yeah, I pretty much have the same tone when I.
You need to do the date differently or something like that.
I don't do the date at all for Game On. So see,
there you go.
Not even the same. Totally.
Do you do episode number?
No.
Even better.
That's true. I just launched right into it. All right, we're gonna do it before I fall asleep because I drank a lot of wine and it was really delicious.
Talk about it on the show.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sorry. Thank you, Era. Okay. Ready now, professional. Hello and welcome. Oh no, I forgot the date. Shit. All right, I got it this time. Okay. Hello and welcome to CAD Context Podcast, episode 70 for Wednesday, February 25th, 2015. My name is Lior, and with me today, as always, are my two co-hosts, Aerolade and Alindriel. Elly, have you been getting any more sleep?
Sure.
That's no.
I got some good sleep yesterday and today, but I'm sure that as soon as the week starts again, I won't.
That sounds about right. Have you had a nice weekend?
Pretty good. Yeah, I haven't done too much. I keep trying to play games and then not playing them because baby starts crying. But that's fine.
It's gonna do that for a while.
Silly baby.
I believe that is the way that works. So that happens.
I did get to start a game though, so I can talk about that in a little bit.
I'm excited to talk about you playing games.
Yeah, me too.
That's coming up later on the show, you guys. Arrow, how was your weekend?
My weekend was terrific starting today. We finally had a break in the freeze, so we frantically left the house for the first time in a week and a half. And took the kids. Fun. Yeah, took the kids to the mall. That was not a good idea.
It's like when you and everybody else goes grocery shopping on the same day because nobody had enough supplies.
Yeah, and it's gonna snow again tonight apparently, but not seriously, so we'll see what happens. And I got a new phone that's ridiculously, hilariously giant, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, is it a 6 Plus?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Those are really big.
Talon has one,
huge.
and I after using it for 2 days, you'll probably never want a smaller phone again.
Well, I was excited because it's also got the huge ass hard drive. So I got it home and I went to sync it, and and iTunes was like, sync your entire library. And I was like, fuck yes, my entire library. Something I've never heard in 6 years. And that was a poor decision. It's 3 hours later. I should maybe have thought that through.
It's
still going.
It also has a way better battery than the regular 6, and that's awesome.
That is terrific. I wouldn't know because it's been plugged in this entire fucking time.
Yeah.
I haven't even had a chance to play with it yet. So there's that.
That's a good upgrade, though. When I upgraded to the Note from my little smaller Android, you're right. You get used to it. It's really quick. You kind of, for the first couple of days, you're like, oh my god, this is a monster phone. But then I'll never go back to a smaller screen.
Yeah, even when I got the regular 6, I was really nervous about it being big and not fitting in my pocket. And now I see people's 5s or 4s, and I'm like, holy shit, who's got that tiny toy phone? So.
Your phone's so wee. Yeah, people don't like that very much when you tell them that. I went today to the Seattle Wine and Food Experience is the exact name.
Wow!
Wow.
Yeah. That is exactly what it's called, which was just basically an excuse to like start at 1 p.m. start like drinking. So they had wines from around the area and spirits and lots of food. But I tried to keep notes and take business cards and be like, okay, I really like this one, I really like this one. And by the end of it, like 3 hours later, my notes are just like, this was good. You know, they got
You'll
less.
drink wine.
Yeah, exactly. I checked my phone and I seem to have texted a friend at like 3 p.m. all caps, I like wine. So
that will
apparently
also happen.
I had a good
I'm
time.
really sad that I wasn't there.
I am, yeah, but I did have okay, food. I grabbed it and I didn't know what I was eating until I took a bite, and then I still wasn't too sure. But it was bone marrow chocolate pot de creme, so basically like pudding.
What?
Bone marrow chocolate pudding with
Oh,
candied
God.
bacon on top. And for
Okay.
every bite, like I put a bite in my mouth and be like, no, this is terrible. No, this is great. No, it's terrible. Like it was a really interesting experience in eating. I'm still not sure if I liked it or not.
That sounds like the most sort of fancy pants dessert you could possibly think of.
Yeah, was it a dessert? Is it an appetizer? I don't know. It was weird and maybe delicious. I can't decide.
So what was the best style of wine you had? What was the best grape?
Actually, I had a Shiraz that had a bit of Viognier in it, which is an interesting combination for a blend, and that was nice.
See, I love Shiraz. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I like Shiraz. As far as reds go, I like big Shiraz, and putting that little, I love Viogniers too, so putting that little bit of Viognier in a Shiraz was nice, definitely. But mostly, I was really excited because I tried this huckleberry sour cider, and it was really good. So that's like up on my list when summer comes. I'm drinking huckleberry cider all summer long.
Okay.
You and all the other cider hipsters. It'll be good.
Is that a thing now? Are we cider
It's
hipsters
totally
now?
a thing now, yeah.
Oh man, I
So
should
like
get on that.
all the beer people went from like IPAs, like hardcore IPAs, to like when that wasn't destroying enough to their palate, they went all to sours. And like that's okay with me because like I actually really like sours, but then they got bored of sours because those became too mainstream. You could buy them places, and now it's all about ciders. It's all about like artisanal weird ciders.
Oh, I had no idea that ciders are with the
Yeah.
hipsters again. Well, being a hipster, I need to start drinking ciders.
It's true. You can get some hopped ciders too. Those are
Yeah.
Oh my
they
God,
had
what?
those.
Why?
No.
no, they're actually good, but like
No.
yeah, yeah.
There's no way. That's the most horrible thing I have ever heard
All
in
of the
my
beer
life.
at this,
And
and
I know from beer.
all the beer at this event, and there wasn't a lot of beer, but there was a little bit, but it was all like extra bitter, extra hoppy, extra stouty, and I'm like, no, I don't want any of that.
Well, you're on the West Coast, so you get extra everything.
Just stop putting, like, we put hops in your hops, and it's like hopping, and stop putting hops in beer. Like,
You don't want to drink Hoptimum or Hoptoberfest or
Hoptimum, really?
Hoptimum
Yes.
is a legit beer, yeah.
That
I'm trying to remember the-
hurts me.
It's like Palate Wrecker is a legit beer. Like, why would you drink something called Palate Wrecker?
Well, an arrogant bastard.
Yeah, but Arrogant
You know,
Bastard.
that's what started. Well, and that's what started that whole trend of palate destruction thing.
Arrogant Bastard's a great name, though. That sounds like a beer that like would represent me, but Palate Wrecker, I'm not too good with that. So the long story short, I've been drinking all day, and I'm feeling a little, less on it than usual.
We
Thank
won't be
you
able
for
to tell.
listening and or watching the show.
Nobody will notice. It's fine.
Oh, thanks. So, but we have things to talk about, apparently. Elly, you said you played a game, and I'd like to hear more about this.
So I played. First of all, I played Dynasty Warriors 8. Did I talk about that last time on the podcast?
I
Alright.
have no idea.
Have you ever played Dynasty Warriors? Any of you?
What? No, explain this to me.
So Dynasty Warriors is like they're obviously up to number 8. It goes all the way back to PlayStation, I think. They're like run around beat 'em ups set in, the Chinese Empire. And you are sort of like a magic martial arts guy or girl, and there's like 50 characters, and you like play scenarios from different battles, and it's unclear exactly how historically accurate they are. But basically you get to be a fat guy with a huge club, or like uh, a sweet ninja lady with some fans or whatever, and run around and beat crap up. And it's multiplayer. Like you can play, I think up to 4 people, definitely 2. Talon and I played it first, I don't know, on PlayStation ages ago, like in a store, and got totally hooked on it and bought it and put like 100 hours into Dynasty Warriors 3. And so there was a deal for Dynasty Warriors 8, and I picked it up because it sounded awesome and it's super fun. It like makes no sense. The writing is terrible, but it's super fun to run around and beat people up. So
That's reasonable.
yeah, I like those kind of games. And we can play together. And we can play for like 10 minutes while the baby's sleeping and then pause it.
Yeah, that's important. We were talking about that earlier this week in a different forum about, finding games that you can play with one hand and you can just walk away from. And it's an interesting niche of games for new parents.
It is. I think it's like it's probably reasonably well explored, but like I got a bunch of suggestions when I asked about that for like RTSs, and I don't know how you play an RTS at a decent level with one hand, because you like use keyboard shortcuts and stuff? I thought you did.
Can, but maybe.
Man, I know there's a joke there. I can't find it.
There is.
It's not very hard.
Yeah, but I think like if you're playing against the computer, you can just click things.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, and it basically limits me to computer games, right? So.
Yeah. Well, no, you'll want turn-based strategy.
On console?
You could pause something on a console or turn-based
Right.
on a P. That's fine. Whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so I also got a bunch of suggestions for like point-and-click adventures, and one of the ones that I have owned or either didn't own or was on my wish list on Steam was Broken Age. And so I actually started Broken Age. And
Yes.
only got about half an hour in, and then the baby started crying. But it was already pretty cool, and I can definitely see myself sitting there holding a baby in one hand and clicking around. Because you can click to move, which is really important for that kind of game.
Yep.
Or for that situation. And I haven't quite figured it out, but it seems like you play both of the characters. Is that true? Is that how that works?
Yes. You can actually switch back and forth on the
Right,
menu
like-
whenever you want.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And it just sort of pauses where you are, and at some point, presumably, they overlap or interact.
I think you should play the game.
Thanks.
I'm not going to tell you anything about the game because you need to play the game.
Well, I will be continuing to play that, and then next time maybe I'll talk about it. We can talk about it. Have you played it, Lior?
I have not played it. Sorry.
Lior's too cool for point-and-click adventures.
Yeah, I also got Ben There, Dan That, and the other one. What's the other one?
I'm Gentleman, Please.
That one, those two, because they were $5 together, so I bought those. And another one that is on my list is There Came an Echo, which is actually releasing the Tuesday before this podcast releases, but I got it early because I was a sweet Kickstarter backer, so I can play it this weekend.
You actually got a thing from your Kickstarter backing? Man,
I
you
know,
broke your
isn't that
curse.
crazy? I know. That's not true. I have other things from Kickstarter. I didn't back that much from Kickstarter because other people did it for me. And yeah, no, it's late. It's late. It's super late, but it came out, and supposedly I don't know. It looks fun. That's the one that you can control all with voice commands.
Let me about Kickstarter. Let me ask you. Like, you have been a fan of Kickstarter, and I know you've kickstarted a number of things. Do you have like Kickstarter fatigue at this point?
Fan is a really strong word. I like Kickstarter.
Okay. You supported Kickstarter.
I have supported some Kickstarters, but I really don't anymore. I pretty much like wait until the thing's out.
Just out of curiosity, because I kind of feel like there might be like, I don't know, Kickstarter's not as a thing as much as it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's true. I think that Kickstarter is really good for certain things, but there's like so many other ways to crowdfund things now, which is part of part of the issue. And then there was like a ton of sort of predatory Kickstarters. And there was that whole like what was it, like 6 months where or almost a year where no Kickstarter game had been released, but every month like there were three new hugest Kickstarter ever games being publicized. Um, I'd rather back something on Kickstarter at this point that wouldn't get made otherwise versus something that's going to be made with or without me.
Era, you mentioned I could hear you in the background say that you're a fan of Kickstarter.
Yeah, I kickstart many things, and then forget about them, and magic surprise. Here, download this game that you paid us for 6 years ago. And
do you kickstart as much as you did like a year ago?
Whenever something seems interesting or like something that I would purchase or want to support, yeah.
We didn't say we were going to talk about this at all, so I'm going on a tangent. But I was just curious. Do you do any Patreons?
Yes. Just a couple though. If it's the same thing as a Kickstarter. If it's something that I'm going to personally use that I want to support, then yes, I do support Patreons.
I actually like Patreon better at this point, to a degree. The thing I struggle with Patreon is that they really want you to have recurring payments, and I would rather give somebody like $30 or $50 once every year than, I don't know. I mean, like it's way worse for them to get a set amount of money in like these massive pledge drives versus a subscription. So I do support one podcast that way, and then another podcast through Kickstarter. And I have to say that neither one of them I pay much attention to after I kickstarted them or after I backed them. It's just sort of like they tell me that they took money from me every month.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like Patreon better for that reason. I don't know. It's weird.
It was interesting with the joystick site shutting down with WoW Insider and massively, and both of them, of course, are back now in different forms. But WoW Insider, or now Blizzard Watch, went Patreon, and massively OP now went Kickstarter. And it's just sort of different approaches to how to do each one. It seems to me like Patreon, you have a bigger risk in the long term on behalf of the actual person, the creative element, because you're kind of hoping that people won't just cancel their subscription after 2 months.
I wonder, actually, because I wonder how that stuff works psychologically. I know that there's been studies done where like just sort of once you've signed up for something, the inertia to cancel it is pretty high. So I wonder if the fact that I've signed up for $1 a week or whatever for a podcast that I listen to, versus spending $60 and them having to advertise me multiple times a year or at least once a year to go and repledge. I wonder over time. Like, I think if I'm asked, it's sort of that recurring subscription thing versus DLC model, right? Like, every time they ask me to spend money, I reevaluate whether I'm going to spend money again. And if my money just keeps going to them, then like I'm way less likely to pay attention. So yep. I don't know. Like, hook my credit card up to these people is a lot lower. It's a lot lower barrier.
There are entire companies whose whole business model is based around, oh, we bet you'll forget to cancel.
Yeah, or use your gift card.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of gyms that have made a lot of money from me that way. Because I don't. Also, I think Tryon has made a lot of money from me from Arcade that way too. Forget to cancel. Yeah. Yeah, it was really actually kind of heartwarming to see the community kind of step up and fund both massively OP and Blizzard Watch, though. It was sad. I'm not like a huge, massively reader, but it was definitely a loss to not have it, and it was kind of cool to see everyone step up, and I think they are at about 65,000 now. They're asking for 50,000, and they're at about 65. So that's great. I love seeing people get paid to write stuff.
Yep. That's Very awesome.
Good job, everybody. I have not paid any of that, but good job to those people who did.
Yeah, I mean, I like having things be made for sure. Like that's not even. Yeah, there's no debate about that. It's just, the Kickstarter. I think people have sort of gotten into the rhythm of how Kickstarters work, and they're weird to me because of the fact that they they've tried so hard to not be a pre-order system, but they work so much like a pre-order system that like I don't know. It's just they occupy this really weird, awkward space, and I'm not sure I love it, but
I think Kickstarter, a lot like everything else on the internet, everything started out being sort of like amateurs, and now we've gotten into the point where, Kickstarter, for a Kickstarter to be successful right now, you almost need it to be part of a professional, marketing team and whatnot. There's a lot less room for kind of the individual to come along and make sort of the down-home Kickstarter. I think that the focus on that has been moving more and more to being more and more professional. Sort of like, YouTube videos. You look at YouTube videos from like 3 years ago, and the quality of YouTube videos, they're a lot more professional now, even like, kids making them out of their garage. They worry a lot about looking more professional, and Kickstarters as well. There seems to be a little less of that rough and tumble going on with Kickstarter.
yeah, I mean, I think there's actually a lot of companies that are using it for their PR. For their PR arm, there's a lot of board game companies. There's like one or two board games that I backed or was given, Kickstarter funding for. And like now, every few months, they're like, "Hey, we've got the next Kickstarter up," and it's like, "All right, well, that's great." I don't care anymore, but I think it's really good for that community. I actually, I can't remember the name of it. The book one. What's the book one called? Inked something.
The book one.
What?
Yeah, we talked about it this week. It's the one where authors can go to set up.
Oh,
basically
right,
set
the
up a
crowdfunding
Kickstarter.
for books.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I really like their approach, and I can't remember the name of it, and it's frustrating me. Uh,
Well,
but
people use Kickstarter for that though too.
right, so the difference between Kickstarter and this one that I'm trying to look up is
Shares.
yeah, Inkshares. There you go. Is that Inkshares actually acts as a publisher and editing service for the authors.
Oh, nice.
So the initial money is not set by the author; it's set by Inkshares, based on the size of the book and how many copies they expect to sell, probably genre, if they know the author, whatever. And everything up to that funding goal goes directly into making the books, goes directly into doing the publishing and the printing and the delivery, um, and then beyond their number, profits are split, right? And I think that is a lot more interesting going forward. Sort of automating and building and providing the infrastructure services that you don't get with Kickstarter. Because otherwise, anybody that builds a Kickstarter, every time there's a new Kickstarter, that person has to rebuild the infrastructure. That person has to figure out how to build infrastructure and,
And
manufacturing
often
and
they're
shipping.
not very good at it.
It's really hard. Like it's really hard. Like there's a reason that companies like UPS are huge, gigantic businesses that handle all that shit, right? It's because it's super hard. So it makes a lot of sense. But like if we were to build something, right, and want to sell it for $50 and want to sell 300 of them, just sending those things out would cost us a ton of money and effort, and
Hmm.
and could be the reason that our Kickstarter project is unsuccessful in delivery. Maybe not at 300 because you can sort of brute force that, but I don't know. I'm interested to see more and more of these things pop up.
I think that the potato salad guy did spend a lot of money trying to set up a potato salad festival as promised in his Kickstarter. So, it's not all easy. Okay. That exploding kittens game with the art by the Oatmeal that's now become the most funded Kickstarter of all time, passing the Ouya.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
If you're listening to this, I'm rolling my eyes. Yeah, okay, anyway, yeah. And people can spend money how they want, and I'm allowed to think that they're spending their money poorly.
Well, it's a cult of personality thing, right? I mean, the oatmeal is very much like that. When the Penny Arcade Kickstarter went up, they also broke all sorts of funding records at the time because they have a built-in audience, and they put it on Kickstarter, so they got their money that way. But like, they could have easily just put a PayPal button, except that like it sort of gets everybody to want to hit the goal together.
Right. Yeah, yeah, and it's sort of collective madness for a month while everyone works
Yeah, and there's
to reach their
sort
goal.
of gamification of funding in
Yeah,
Kickstarter.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Here's my tip to anyone who's starting a Kickstarter. Don't make all your perks be t-shirts, because everybody does that. Everyone's like, you'll get a t-shirt with our company logo on it. No,
And they're always shitty t-shirts.
they're always shitty t-shirts, and the company logos are usually not that good.
No.
So just don't do that.
Also, don't make your stretch goals actually make you do more work.
Learn from Tim Schafer, people.
True. And the other thing is people don't add up the number of limited tiers they have, and they don't actually have enough things available to cover the crowdfunding number that they're trying to hit on Kickstarter. Just a little math, everybody. Look it over.
Have a business plan.
Yeah, wow, come on now. We're talking Kickstarter here. Have a business plan sounds a little bit beyond.
Well, know what your costs and what your, know what your costs are.
Yeah, business plan. Yeah, we know. Sorry, that was a total side topic because I was just like, hey, Kickstarter, that's interesting. Arrow, what have you been playing lately?
Yeah, Arrow.
I have been playing Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah, Arrow. Final Fantasy XIV. Why, that's
and
a great
man,
game.
that game is so grindy and yet so stupid fun. Probably because it is so grindy, and I'm just I don't know in a grindy place in my life.
That's fair.
And it's oh man.
Have you leveled any combat classes yet, or are you still all like crafting?
My Lancer is 26. That's the highest combat skill I have because Dragoon looks really awesome, and I'm excited to be a Dragoon. The only reason why I got that high though is because I had to get a retainer because my bags are so full of shit to make food out of that I actually had to use, even with my retainer, when I was leveling cooking, I had to use the Cooking Merchant's buyback tab as temporary storage while I was making stuff to level cooking.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what level is your highest crafter?
28, I think, is my weaver.
Oh, okay. You have to explain this to me because I finally got my first crafting class to 15 yesterday, and it is so like where are you getting your XP from? Because are you just sitting there and creating cooking knives over and over again?
No, you make one of everything because you get a bonus the first time you make it, and then go get a crafting levy quest, which is a bajillion experience.
All right, that sounds like the kind of experience I want.
If you get, and you can share your level 15 crafting skills with other crafting professions.
Right, yes, okay. I did know that, although, yeah.
And if you've got a good one like cooking or weaving, those level 15s are both really good. But yeah, do levy quests, especially if you can get a high quality item. And don't ever, unless you're making 60 million ingots, don't do quick synthesis because you get so much more experience actually doing it yourself.
Oh, really? I had no idea. I've been doing quick synthesis for ingots and rivets and that sort of thing. But yeah, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, you get a ton more experience if you do it yourself because anytime you up the quality, that is a multiplier on your crafting skill. Or on your experience. So up the quality, do a levy quest, turn in a high quality item, and you get double experience. so you can get like 60,000 XP for one quest.
I'm gonna have to hit you up later about how to do high quality items and whatnot, because
Okay.
I'm not too sure, but I feel like you would know this.
Yeah, probably.
I just like
It
how
is.
everything you said made no sense to me at all.
That's why you should totally play this game.
I have to, if you recommend a friend and they join the game and they buy a 30-day subscription, then both you and your friend get a hat that gives you plus 20% XP.
But only until level 25.
Only until level 25, but I am enjoying my hat.
But it's still a really great hat.
It really is, yeah. So I highly
Elly,
recommend that.
Okay, Elly, here's the best way for me to explain Final Fantasy XIV to you. Picture galaxies, only Japanese.
It's funny because Galaxies is by far the most Japanese game or like the most like Asian MMO I've ever played, other than Terra.
I mean, like it looks like a Final Fantasy game. It looks like a JRPG because it is. But it's like the tediousness of crafting and getting high quality materials, because you can get high quality materials.
Obviously.
Yeah. And that the high quality, if you use high quality materials, that increases your chance to make a high quality finished item.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you use a high quality ingot when you make your cooking knife, you can make a high quality cooking knife.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I've just been putting all my high-quality materials in the retainer inventory and forgetting about them. But that makes a lot more sense.
Yes, that is much better.
Yes. Yeah, it is. I did not play Galaxies, but it is grindy, and it's delightfully grindy. Like, I'm working on an Arcanist right now because I've got my Conjurer/White Mage to, like, 33, and so now I'm leveling up the Arcanist, and it's just so... put on a movie, run around, do some quests,
And it's really pretty, and the music is really good.
How much longer are you guys going to be playing?
I don't know. I'm not actually Tier Dragoon yet.
I really enjoy it, so a while.
A month?
At least.
I've been playing it on and off for like 6 months. So.
I know. That's my question. Why do you think I'm asking that question? You're coming to the end.
No, I'm not. I have to get to 50
got your number.
Because I need hats, and all the good hats are 50.
Is the horse hat 50? Because that horse hat, damn.
Oh, that horse hat. Yeah, the one that looks like there's a horse eating your head. Yeah. And I've got the lamb hat, and I think there's one of those with a frog. I have to look into that. But the costumes are great. I'm super excited to get up to 50 and do some of the costumes. And the guild that we're in, or the free company, happens to be quite a casual group that raids like once or twice a week. So I can pop in on those and use everyone else's skills.
That part is not happening for me. But that's okay, because, oh my god, the guild master for the Weavers Guild is this giant, monstrous, purple rock guy who carries an embroidery hoop with a cactar on it.
That's true.
And that makes my entire gaming time worthwhile. The NPCs are so terrific.
And your offhand weapon as a weaver is an embroidery hoop, which is pretty great.
Yes.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, it's been a lot of fun. My pet that I'm using right now is like the pointy hand from all previous Final Fantasy games.
Oh,
when
really?
you do options. Yeah, and it just like sits behind me and moves up and down through invisible options. It's the thing is, like, I actually did not appreciate the sense of humor that Square Enix must obviously have, because Final Fantasy games themselves can be kind of, serious business. And they brought a lot of humor into this game. They're clearly not above poking fun at themselves, which is great. I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. I don't know, Era, if you've done the barbershop quest where.
Oh my God! Yes.
And he just does a little dance with his scissors, and it's really good. And there's this little falafel character, and he's like, "I will turn you into something beautiful," and it's pretty grand, yeah, definitely. And then on Tuesday, the reason why one of the things I wanted to bring this up was because Tuesday, of course, the next big patch comes out, and that's going to have the gold saucer. So we will have Chocobo Racing, and we will have Triple Triad. And someone asked Square Enix, I don't know how this came up, but they confirmed that at no point ever, for the foreseeable future, will Triple Triad cards be in the cash shop. You get them all in-game, which is awesome. Go forth, play cards.
What is the?
That is pretty terrific, except
where
for
do you
me.
where do you play, and what do you get for playing?
I don't know what you get for playing.
Does it matter? It's Triple
mobile,
Triad in an
MMO. Is there
MMO.
a mobile app version?
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? Alas, no.
No, I don't think there is a mobile app version. You have to play NPCs, much like in Final Fantasy VIII. You have to play NPCs to get the cards to put in your deck. Much more than that, I actually don't know.
But also in Final Fantasy VIII, you captured monsters and converted monsters to cards, so
Yeah.
I don't... That would be fun, too.
It's like pet battles, only in Final Fantasy.
I bet, like,
Shit!
the way you've described this game, that sounds like an extra job. Or class, whatever they call it.
Yeah, right, yeah, the job is
There
like
are classes
the high
and
level.
jobs. Basically, they are doing Tactics and Final Fantasy IV at the same time.
Yeah.
If
I never
that meant
played
anything
Tactics.
to you.
I have Tactics in my closet, but I never played it. Makes me sad.
so
It always
they
seems
have-
super cool.
So you should just play Final Fantasy XIV instead.
Well, okay. You want to add time to my day?
I've got 2 kids. I don't know what you're bitching about.
You figured it out.
I'm a new father. I don't know how to deal with a baby.
Yeah, well, you've had time to figure it out, so.
It's okay. I will keep playing Final Fantasy.
For
it's
at
really fun.
least one more month.
At least.
No, because there's nothing else I want to play. There's no other MMO that I'm even the least bit interested in playing right now. So even if I wanted to quit Final Fantasy, which I don't because it's fun, there's nothing else. What else would I want to play?
Are there any MMOs coming out? Have we gone past peak MMO?
There are some coming out that have a bit of a buzz. There's a fairly new one called Crowfall, which is, blah, blah, being done by people previously in the industry. I have to be nice about this game on when I'm being official. But I'm not official here. No, I think it's probably going to be fine, but it's churning out the same stuff, I feel like, as every other new MMO that comes along. We're redoing the concept of MMOs, and it's a bold new direction.
But they never actually redo friggin' anything.
Exactly. At this point, I do feel somewhat been there, done that. But people are genuinely excited for that, and I think that seems to be the next one on the horizon. EverQuest Next, I would put $10 down right now that EverQuest Next is probably never going to come out. So.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I can't believe you think that's actually gonna happen.
Yeah.
I thought it was already out for some reason.
No, that's Landmark that is out.
So what the hell is the difference between Landmark
Remember how Landmark is Minecraft but using the Next engine and trying to crowdsource building shit inside of Next?
Really? That's wow.
That's the whole deal.
I mean, that's the cynical version of it. But
Landmark is the building tools that are supposed to be applied to EverQuest Next, and they just released the building tools early as Landmark. And to be fair, I've seen people, as the tools have come along, I played a little bit of Landmark when it was in alpha, and I was not that interested in it. I dug a huge hole to the center of the earth, and people fell down it, and that was like all I ever needed to do. Yeah, that was great. But I've seen people's work now in Landmark, and they have the tools in there that people can do some really cool things. And so the building stuff, it seems like
just not hiring an art team for Next. Is that
no? They are hiring an art team. What they're doing is offering the potential that if you make something really cool in Landmark, since it's built in the same tools, they can pick up your thing and drop it.
Oh, wow, that's super cynical.
I mean, yeah, it's like I definitely have a cynical view on why they released Landmark separately, and
Yeah.
charged for beta for it, and
Well,
This story gets better and better.
or
the
charged for alpha. Sorry.
late great Sony Online Entertainment, they tried real
They're
hard.
still selling $100 starter pack.
Yes, are they really still selling that?
Yeah.
They're not actually still selling that right now, are they?
Looking at their website right now.
Oh, that's surprising to me that they're still selling that. But I mean, they just sold the company, so I guess it's not that surprising. So now they're Daybreak Game Studios.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's no more Sony Online Entertainment anymore. They're gone.
Yeah, I heard about that. I actually, I talked to them about getting a job when I was doing some job searching, so I'm kind of glad I didn't take them up on that.
Yes, well, as it turned out, a bunch of people got laid off, so good for you for not taking a job there. Yeah. That's like me in my interview with Glitch, and then they shut down like 3 days later. Maybe
Is there
you're
something
like
you're not telling us?
Yeah, we are the cancer that's killing video games. That's where
I mean, we already knew that. If you like go to the internet and ask about us, that's probably what people are saying.
Probably. Yeah, so I don't know. Oh, MMOs that are coming out. Yeah, we're in that, I think, and it's going to be kind of cool once it gets in there, but there's no really big money being thrown at MMOs anymore. EverQuest Next accepted, and I'm not sure how much money is being thrown at that. But we're seeing a lot more the birth of like the medium-sized MMOs, and I think that could get really interesting because there's more room to innovate.
And they might actually do something that's not trying to cash in on WoW.
Right, and so when they say we're trying to, do a new paradigm of MMOs, maybe they could actually be doing that. I don't know. It remains to be seen, but it's going to be an interesting stage. I think it's actually going to be good for fans of the genre because we're going to see some unique and interesting things because someone hasn't spent whatever SOTOR needed, like $1 billion getting it together.
It was only 500 million. Come on.
Sorry. Change. I saw a list of the most played MMOs in January according to Raptor, and SOTOR was in like the top 20, so lots of people still play that. It was like Arcade, WoW, Arcade, Final Fantasy, Guild Wars 2, and SOTOR in the top 20. So lots of people playing MMOs still.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
I kind of forget that some of these games, because you think of WoW, and then you're kind of like, well, how many people are really playing, I don't know, Guild Wars 2 right now? But it's a lot. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Elly play Final Fantasy.
Elly play Final Fantasy.
So remember, okay.
Just log in and grind. Everybody's happy.
I know. What do I have to do to get like a referral?
We'll figure out who needs.
I feel like I've come. I feel like I've
already
come
have
to that point in my MMO life where like I'm so busy that I don't care about the XP boost situation anymore, and I'm not going to be a purist. So.
Wow! This is a turn, a change of heart.
Well, the other thing, the thing that's nice about Final Fantasy, the way that you guys have all described it, and my reading is that like you can still do all the areas. You don't outlevel things because you can just do it with a different job or class or whatever, and like still.
That is correct.
And like that's actually one of the biggest problems I have with those XP boost things anyway. And especially when they're in from the beginning. I don't know. I'm not sure I care about the like WoW one anymore.
Let me caution you on one thing though. Make sure that you're not wearing your, level 28 chef hat and passing through the level 26 gate, because you can't actually hit things with your frying pan and you die horribly. Every time.
Yeah.
Well, the guards at the gate say, no, you're too little, you can't go out here, everything will eat your face. But if you pass the level check, they don't check to make sure it's actually a combat class in which you are passing your level check.
So you rush into the wilderness with your frying pan.
And all the gathering professions get stealth as like their level 3 skill. And that's really, really super important.
That's probably why, right? Because that was one of the problems in Galaxies is that the crafters like basically. I actually don't know if it was a problem or not, but like the
It
crafters
was a problem.
basically, well, it forced people to have multiple accounts or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
um, yeah, because like you couldn't go gather your own materials because there were baddies.
Or
Right.
well, no, because you can have a combat class at the same time, but like
Yeah, but you
would
couldn't be
need,
like good enough at either of
yeah,
them. Yeah,
yeah, you needed a second account to run your harvesters.
yeah.
Yeah, and what I'm finding with Final Fantasy is my first combat class, I'm leveling just doing the story quests, which leaves all the other quests to do on subsequent battle classes leveling up, and as well, there's a combat log for each class, and that gives quite a bit of XP. So it's like kill 3 dragonflies, kill 3 toads, and it's different for each class.
Oh man.
And
So
there's collection quests for all of your gathering and all of your crafting and all of your combat, and oh my god, it's so grindy and it's so glorious.
I haven't got it yet. I think maybe you have to be level 50, but there's a sightseeing log as well. So
Oh
it's
no,
like,
the quest is in Gridania. Once you get the
I've
quest
got
from
that
the guy, it opens your sightseeing log.
Oh, and it's
Right.
like go here when it's sunny and
Yeah.
this kind of weather, and so there's all kinds of different ways. It's the grindiest game ever. It's
So
awesome.
I think I asked about this, but what's the right server and or race to be?
I'll just chip in here. This is hashtag Bell Effect. It is Cactuar is the server, and check out the free company Gray Sky Armada.
But to create on Cactuar, you need to either do it in the middle of the night or super early in the morning, which is actually not a problem with you because you've got a baby.
That's true.
Because instead of like locking the server entirely or putting in logging queues, what they do is at peak times you can't create a new character.
Right. I think that sounds fun.
So, when you're up feeding your Weester at 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
it's
you
even
can-
better than that. It's even better than that because we're sleeping in shifts, so like I am basically up from midnight till 4 every day.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. And you can save your character creator ahead of time, so you don't have to actually create the character at 3 in the morning if you just want to be like, make this character that I've already taken the time to do the hair on. But you could change all that, and so don't worry about it too much.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a slower pace, and I find everyone's really nice. I mean, you guys aren't, or at least Elly, I'm not sure, Arrow, how you feel about doing dungeons, but everyone, every time I've done like a random dungeon group, everyone has been so nice, like just bizarrely nice. They're like,
But they're excited when there's a new person in the dungeon because they get a bonus.
right.
So they're
like,
super, super nice.
yeah.
Oh, wait, see what a good mechanic.
Right. They're like, oh, you're new, we'll go do this extra wing so you can get the achievement for unlocking all of the dungeon, or, and you give commendations to each other at the end, and they're like, great job. And it's really weird coming from WoW. I mean, I did LFR for all of my legendary cloak, and it is like frickin' night and day. It's amazing how nice everyone is.
It's spooky.
Yeah, they're suspiciously nice.
So what's the race that I should be? Doesn't matter.
Whatever race you want, because you can be every class.
Right now, but I'm supposed to be on like free company or wait, no, what? But
Cactuar.
I'm not supposed to like.
No factions. No factions.
There's no factions.
Wow.
There's just love. It's just love.
So how do classes versus jobs work then?
Jobs are special once you get to a particular level in your class. Whatever class you pick to start with is the city that you start in. But you can but you can go to the other cities later. It's not like you're stuck there.
Yeah, it's incredibly flexible. So I started off as a conjurer. I hit level 30. I could specialize into the white mage job. So now I can be and so every time I get XP as a white mage, it also applies to conjurer, basically.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. Everyone's really nice. Check it out.
One of us.
Yeah, join us.
All I know is that if I start trying to play this game and then you assholes quit on me, I'm gonna be angry.
Excuse me, you guys are the ones who always quit on me.
It's not true. Remember how I played WoW for like an extra 2 years after you?
That's because you're a sucker. That has nothing to do with her.
That is, you rated through Cataclysm. No one rated through Cataclysm, so, you know.
Yeah, no.
That's a personal problem.
That's fair. That's fair. That was maybe not the best words I ever made.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. Okay, that's like 50 minutes, you guys. I think maybe we'll call that a show, unless anyone else has anything to say.
No, I want to go fish now.
Yeah, I have to. I'm trying to get all my crafting classes up to 15 because you get like a good spell at 15 that you can cross-class.
Yes.
So,
definitely do cooking and weaving. Those are the best two to cross-class.
oh, really? Okay. I've started weaving but not cooking, so I'll have to do that.
The cooking one is 100% success on your basic synthesis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
And then the weaving one, it's your quality increase is only 50% down from 70, but it costs no points.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
You can actually do 2 heals.
So, are you a cat lady? Either of you?
Are you a cat lady? No.
No, I'm a giant purple Viking thing.
I will say Vajra is a cat dude, and he's got like this open chest shirt and a domino mask, and it's amazing.
What about the little?
The falafels.
The falafel?
I'm not a falafel. I'm not a falafel. I am a human because I don't like the elves' heads. They're too small.
I could see that.
It bothers me. So yeah, but you can. Not that you will necessarily need to do this, but for $10 on the cash shop, you can change your race and everything about it.
And soon there's an expansion with dragon people.
Yes, that's right. That's coming out sometime in the spring, so that's pretty cool.
Is the like Midlander versus Highlander thing? Is that like a just?
We're just walking Elly through the character creator now in the show.
I didn't buy it yet, but I'm looking at the thing.
Midlander versus Highlander is, I think, just coloring, maybe.
Okay.
There's a slight difference
Viking
in stats.
People, and they're
It's not like a mechanical difference in game.
Well, it is.
We
Your
can
starting
play
stats are different. Basically, your race will determine your. You should pick your starting race for your starting class, but it doesn't matter because you can always reset your stats when you switch classes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Everything is really flexible because it's all done on one character.
Plus, I might be a falafel.
Do it. Be a falafel.
Look how awesome they look. They look amazing.
They do, and when you see them with like the full level 50 armor and their little falafelness, it's pretty adorable.
The falafel dragoons are amazing.
I mean, the Popori or whatever they were called in Terra were the best. The hamster people.
The short races.
Wish your face.
Oh yes.
And well, I mean, aside from the demon dudes,
yeah,
the demon people were also pretty awesome.
They were pretty awesome. Yeah, that game was good. Final Fantasy has a really slow combat, which is totally unlike Terra, but kind of cool for just sort of chilling out and grinding.
Can I run around with my mouse?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, so eventually, and not that far from now, Baby is going to be big enough that I can stick him in one of those carriers, and then he can just sit on my chest while I play.
Yeah, it totally works.
Yeah, no, I know. I know what's going to happen. Talam bought one of those like big cloth wrappy things and like ties the
Moby
baby
wrap.
to herself.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then she was like working with that thing, so.
You can also take them out in that. It's very effective.
See?
It's all going to work out. All right, that is it for this episode. Thank you for listening, everybody. We'll be back in 2 weeks to talk more bullshit about nothing.
Well, I may have played Broken Age and/or Final Fantasy by then, so.
I will play Broken Age again because I need to get prepared for Chapter 2 coming out.
When's that?
Very soon.
I need a new game.
Is it a separate purchase?
No.
Oh, even better.
I need a new game to replace Transistor. Now I've finished Transistor, so
Play Broken Age.
Have you?
Maybe I'll try that.
Have you played?
Also, there is
I got nothing.
there's a game called To Be or Not to Be, which is based on a book that a friend got me for Christmas. It is Choose Your Own Adventure Hamlet, and it's hilarious. I mean, it probably is more hilarious to me than to other people because I wrote my honors thesis on Hamlet. But yeah, it's amazing. Do recommend.
I will check that out. Cool. All right, I will see you guys in Eoria in Final Fantasy. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. That is it for today's show. And check out our website, learblog.com/catcontext podcast, or we're on Twitter at catcontext. There, I remembered to say that. Yeah, that was good. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.